Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Yes, good afternoon, Nusrat, Soumya, Avni, Humaira, and Vinod. Very good afternoon. Yes, Nusrat, I'm feeling well now. Thank you so much for asking. Okay. Uh, so today we are going to continue with the mathematics for finance, and like so many of you had put in that you want a little revision sort of thing. So for this chapter, I will do that. So today we will not only revise the simple interest, compound interest, and then we'll go forward. Okay, I think that will be comfortable for you. This is an important chapter, so I don't want anybody to feel okay, confused, or I want every one of you to be very comfortable in this chapter and to be very confident, not only comfortable but confident about solving this. Okay, yes. Yes, good afternoon, Vinod, Hitesh, yeah, Anuj, Renuka, Adnan, Ranjit, Aratrika, Chaitanya, Anagha, Varun, Shraddha, Rohini, Umesh, Nancy, Sunny Mani, Mobin, Paul, Tambeshwari, and Dheeraj. Yes, okay. Okay. So, see, this is what today, yeah, last time, today, and next time we are going to cover. Simple interest, compound interest, we've done a lot. I'll just quickly revise one or two sums. Then we are going to talk about effective rate of interest. We have talked about the formula. We'll just do the sums. And then we are going to talk about annuity today. And in annuity, we will be talking about what is annuity, what are the types of annuity. From here, you can see that there are two types, basically, that when the first payment is done at the end of the period and when the first payment is done immediately, okay, or at the beginning of the period. So even in first, when it is done at the end of the period, you will have two types: future value of annuity regular and present value of annuity. Okay, so future value, present value, what do you mean by those things? We're going to talk about. And similarly, for annuity, that is immediate annuity also we are going to talk. And we are going to talk about applications of annuities, that is leases, amortization, sinking fund, all those things we are going to talk about. Okay, so sinking fund they have shown separately. In application of annuities, we're going to talk about leasing, capital expenditure, and valuation. Okay, so these are the three things. So let me quickly revise that. What is the formula for simple interest? This is simple interest. Simple interest, as you know, is P is the principal, that is the amount we are investing or we are receiving, into I, that is the interest rate, and T is the time. Okay, this we know from our school days also, but now what is going to happen? We are going to talk about T in terms of conversions. Okay, and so here A is what? A is the accumulated amount, the final value of the investment here. That is A is equal to P plus I. P is the principal amount. I is the annual interest rate in decimal, that you have to remember, because we are not using the school formula of PRT upon 100. If you are comfortable with this, then also you can do that. Okay, I is amount of interest, T is time in years. Then uh, the first sum, I don't think you, okay, yes, let me repeat this sum. We've already done it. So the eighth sum says that sum required to earn a monthly interest. So, okay, so monthly interest, how much do I need? It is rupees 1200. Therefore, annual interest I want will be how much? This is rupees 1200 into 12. Okay, so that is rupees 14400. You know, na? 12 square is 144. So this much. Okay. And the sum required to earn a monthly income. So what do I need? What is sum required means? I want to find the principal. Interest rate, I already have I. And this is going to be per annum. So 1 year. Okay. So what do I have? I will be equal to, okay, so this I is equal to PIT. Okay, so I'll put it over here. P into I into T. Now I know already I is 14,400. So 14,400 is equal to P into I is how much? 18%. So that is 1/8 and time is 1 year. Or 0.18P is equal to 14,400. So P will be equal to how much? Rupees. Yes. Can anybody answer? How much is this? We've already done this. So 14400 upon 14400 divided by 0.18. Yes, excellent. Everybody's got the correct answer. 80,000. Okay. So here we are going to take C. Excellent. Oh my God. Yes. Very good. Yes, Divya, Jai Hind. Yeah. No, not 18, 80. Okay, Divya. Now, this ninth sum is something that you wanted. A sum of money amounts to 6,200 in 2 years and 7,400 in 3 years. The principal and the interest rates are. Okay. So, this is 6,200 and 7,400. Just change the page here. Okay. Because once I move it over here, I can't see the sum. No? So, what is the amount? Amount is usually what? Principal plus interest. When I'm saying amount after 3 years, principal will remain the same plus interest after 3 years, right? And amount after 2 years will be equal to principal plus interest after 2 years. Now, what is this? Amount after 3 years is given to me as 7,400. So, 7,400 is equal to principal plus I3 and 2 years is 6,200. 6,200 will be equal to principal plus interest in 2 years. Okay. If I subtract, okay, subtracting, so what will I get? 1,200. This P and this P will get cancelled. And what will I remain? This will be I3 minus I2. What is I3 minus I2 is interest after the third year minus interest after the second year. What is I3 minus I2? It will be the interest earned in 1 year, right? Interest earned in 1 year. So I know that interest is equal to P into I into T. Interest amount is 1,200. P I don't know. I don't know. And T is 1. Okay, 1 year. So P into I is 1,200. Okay. Now, when I want to find this interest, so I have amount after 3 years is equal to principal plus how much? How do I write I3? I3 will be equal to P plus interest is principal into interest into 3 because it is 3 years. So how much is this? 7,400. Okay. So this is equal to 7,400 is equal to P instead of PI. Instead of this PI, what am I going to write? 1,200 because I already have that. So plus 1,200 into 3. This is the important step. Okay. So I have P plus 3 into 1,200 is 3,600. is equal to 7,400. So P will be equal to this 3,600 I take to the other side, it becomes negative 7,400 minus 3,600. How much is this? Yes? Anybody can tell me the answer? How much is this? Yes, 3,800 rupees. Excellent. Yeah, very good. Yes. And so I know that P into I is 1,200. How much is P? 3,800 into I is, I don't know, is equal to 1,200. Now I will be equal to 1,200 upon 3,800. So which is equal to how much? 1,200 divided by 3,800 is equal to 31.57 or 58%. Okay. Okay, this is the method. Now let me tell you the shortcut also. So what I should do is I should just take the option and try it because it's simple interest, so it becomes easy. So let me take the first option. Okay, let me consider the first option. Let me see how much this is the amount, this is the principal, and this is the interest. Okay, so simplest trick I'm telling you how to do it. You need not even go all this. I have 3,800 into rate of interest is 0.3158 into 2 years. Let me see how much is this. 3800 into 0.3158 into 2. That is 2,400. And so 3,800 is the principal plus 2,400 is the interest. So plus 3,800 which is equal to 6,200. Okay. Which is given here. So that is why A is the correct answer. Let me show you what happens if I take 3,000 and 20%. Okay. Let me also show you that. So if I take this, it will be 3,000 into 0.2 into 2 years. So how much is this? 3,000 into 0.2 into 2, which is 1,200. So what will be principal plus interest? 3,000 plus 1,200, which is equal to 4,200, which is not equal to 6,200. So even with the option also, you can find out. Okay. So you need not do here in MCQ, you can do. But you must know the method because sometimes two answers are very close. Then what do I do? Okay. So for that, you must know. Right? Yes. Yes, Ashika, yes, you have to use black ball pen only. Okay, so start using one brand of ball pen. Na? You make sure you're using that because black is required to color the circles. So that is necessary. Yes, Divya, Anuj, Anjali, Kumkum. Yes, Anagha, Varun, Aratrika, Gaura, Renuka, Ansh, Sana, Vaishnavi, Priyanka, Hitesh. Priyanka, it's not 38,000. Okay, just be careful with the decimals. Okay, yes. And Varun and Anuj, see, it will depend on the options. You can have, maybe sometimes they'll give you 31.5, but this is 31.58 is the more correct answer. Okay. Yes, Ashika, I think I've answered your question. Please pay attention. Okay. So this is how you will do the sum. A sum of money doubles itself in 10 years. The number of years it will require to triple itself is. Okay. So this is one question you wanted. So what this means is, how many years is it? Doubles in 10 years. Let P let P be the principal after 10 years, amount to be received is equal to 2p as doubles. Okay. So I know that amount is equal to principal plus interest. Amount is 2p. This is my principal plus interest. So interest will be equal to 2p minus p, which is equal to p. So my interest is p. So interest is equal to PRT. So interest is p. This is p into I is how much? I don't know. And t is how much? 10 years. I already know. So this p and this p will get cancelled. So 10 times I is equal to 1. Okay, remember it's not 0, it is equal to 1. So I is equal to 1 upon 10. 1 upon 10 is how much? 0.10. So this is interest in decimal. So interest in percentage is equal to 10%. Okay. Now they also want what? They want you to find out time for three times. Okay. Amount triples means what? Amount is equal to 3p, which is equal to p plus I. Interest will be equal to 3p minus p, which is equal to 2p. Okay, which is equal to p into I into t. So p into I know is 10%. So 0.10 and time I don't know. Okay, this p and this p will get cancelled. So I have 0.1t is equal to 2. Okay, 0.1t is equal to 2. So t is equal to 2 upon 0.1. So 2 upon 0.1 is 20. So it is 20 years. Okay. Okay, Priyanka, it was a typing mistake. Fine. Okay. Okay, Ansh, I'll just check and let you know. यस विश्वास, हम हिंदी में भी बात करेंगे, आप बिल्कुल चिंता न करें. P इज इक्वल टू आएगा मैम. हाँ, क्योंकि अमाउंट डबल हो रहा है ना दिव्या. तो अमाउंट जब डबल हो रहा है माने मेरे पास अगर 100 रुपए थे. इस क्वेश्चन का मीनिंग मैं आपको हिंदी में भी बता देती हूँ. जिनको इंग्लिश अच्छे से आती है उनको तो समझ में आ गया, लेकिन हम बाकियों के लिए भी बता दें कि अगर मतलब हमने बहुत बार सुना रहता है ना कि कई स्कैम्स होते हैं, दाम पैसे दुगने कर देंगे, उसमें सब कई लोग फंस जाते हैं. लेकिन कुछ जेन्युइन भी होता है. जैसे पहले, अब तो नहीं है खैर, पहले पोस्ट ऑफिस में ऐसे बहुत सारी स्कीम्स थी जहां पे आप पैसे डालिए तो आपके दुगने हो जाते थे. तब बैंक्स में भी होता था, क्योंकि तब रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट बहुत ज्यादा होता था. तो इसका मतलब क्या होता है कि अगर मैंने आज 100 रुपए बैंक में रखे फिक्स डिपॉजिट करके, तो कई सालों बाद, अभी इस क्वेश्चन में जैसे है कि 10 साल अगर मैंने 100 रुपए रखे तो 10 साल बाद मुझे ये जो 100 रुपए है उसके 200 रुपए मिलेंगे. ठीक है, ये वाली बात है. और ट्रिपल माने तीन तीन गुना हो जाएगा. तो अगर मैंने 100 रुपए आज रखे तो 20 साल के बाद मुझे उसके तिगुना मिलेगा, मतलब 100 रुपए के 300 रुपए मिलेंगे. अच्छा, तो उसका ये मीनिंग है. तो आप मतलब विश्वास, शायद आपको भी अब समझ में आ गया कि क्वेश्चन में बोला क्या है कि दुगना हो रहा है. तो जैसे दुगना हो रहा है मतलब डबल हो रहा है, माने क्या कि आपका जो प्रिंसिपल है और आपका जो ब्याज है, आपका ब्याज जो है वो आपके प्रिंसिपल जितना है, जितना पैसा आपने रखा था उतना ही आपको ब्याज मिल गया. 100 रुपए रखे थे, 100 रुपए ब्याज मिल गया, तो मतलब टोटल मुझे बैंक कितना देगा? मेरा 100 रुपए मुझे लौटाएगा और ऊपर से 100 रुपए देगा. क्यों? 100 रुपए ब्याज के हैं. तो इसलिए मैंने 100 रुपए दिया और 200 रुपए मिले, उसमें से 100 रुपए तो मैंने जो मेरे अपने पहले से थे वो वापस मिले हैं, और ऊपर से ये 100 रुपए मिले। ठीक है। समझ आ गया दिव्या? यस। नहीं रेणुका, यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द ऑप्शन, मीन्स यू हैव टू सॉल्व, यू कैन नॉट जस्ट सी। ओके, like when you are doing the shortcut method, you have to just see A, B, C, D. You'll try A, you try B. If you just logically, if you can see, fine. But other than that, you have to like actually do the sum. Yes, Anand, in mutual funds, you are still getting. Yes, very good. You still get. Shraddha, it's already repeated twice. Okay, last time also, this time also. What I would request you to do is go back to the ICAI live channel, and over there you will be able to see this video recording. Okay, so you can just go through that. Okay. No, in the 10th question, it won't happen. Okay, you won't be able to do that in the 10th question. Using options, like not all, in all questions you can't use shortcuts, है ना? सब क्वेश्चन अगर शॉर्टकट से होने लगे तो फिर कोई बात ही नहीं थी, सब पास हो जाते ना। तो आपको क्या करना है कि जहां पे है आपको बड़ा स्मार्टली यूज करना है, कि अरे इसमें तो हो सकता है तो फटाक से यूज कर लो शॉर्टकट, जिसमें नहीं है तो जल्दी से हम अच्छे से सॉल्व कर ले, करेक्ट सॉल्व कर ले, मुझे आंसर मिल जाएगा। Amrit, don't worry about your aggregate. Okay, right now enjoy what is being taught. When you get through, you will surely get through. Even like in aggregate also. Don't worry. Okay, Simran, what is your doubt? Simran, you have to see the videos again. You know, I can't start again the whole chapter. Okay, so you have to just go back to the videos. You have to see, try to solve whatever is solved in the video. You know, you have to solve it on your own. Okay. Now, compound interest formula, you know, amount is equal to principal 1 plus I raised to n, where we are talking about annual rate of interest upon number of conversions. Okay. Yes, Shiva, you are enjoying the lectures? Very good. Yes. Amrit, okay? Yes. Simran, just don't worry about chapters. What you are attending, you should concentrate on that also. And then go back and see the videos. Okay. Any doubt you have below the videos, you have place for comments. You can write it over there also. I will just look into the comments also. Okay, 2000 is invested at annual rate of interest of 10%. What is the amount after 2 years if the compounding is done annually? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just write for you for annual. What do I write? A is equal to P into 1 plus I raised to N. So what is my P? P is 2000. What is my I? I will be 10% and N will be equal to 2. Okay. So I will use this. Now the B part, semi-annually. Okay. Once I write this down, you can just put it in the put it in the formula and solve it. Okay. Formula remains the same. A is equal to P 1 plus I raised to N. But here what is done? Semi-annually. So compounding is done semi-annually. So I will be equal to how much? 10% upon 200, which is equal to 0.05. Okay. And T will be, or sorry, N. We are not using T now. And okay, and N will be equal to 4. Okay. 2 half years in 1 year. So in 2 years, you have 4. Okay. Then we go to the C, that is quarterly. So P is always going to be 2000 in this question. Okay. Now in quarterly, what will happen? Formula changes? No. Formula is A is equal to P 1 plus I raised to N. Okay. P is how much? 2000. Now it is quarterly. So what I do, I divide the 10% in by 4. Because we always take in decimal, so we are dividing by 400. So this is equal to, how much is this? 0.025. I hope so. Answer is correct. And what will be N? N is equal to 4 into 2, which is equal to 8. Where did this 4 come from? There are 4 quarters in 1 year. Okay. And then I go to D. Okay. D, monthly. Formula remains the same. A is equal to P into 1 plus I raised to N. What is P? P is equal to rupees 2000. What is I? I will be 10%. And how many months are there in a year? 12. So it will be 1200. So how much is this? 10 upon 0.8333. 0.8333. Okay. And N will be equal to 12 into 2. 12 months in a year. So 24. Okay. Yeah, very good. Yes, Anuj, Anagha. Yeah, very nice. Okay. So this is how you have to do. And then now you have to just substitute and find the answer, which we have already done last time. Okay. So now let us take this. Yes, this is one question I want you to understand, that here compounding and conversions. Okay. Simran, I hope you are enjoying now. Huh? Don't worry. Let us concentrate on this chapter. This chapter is also very important, very scoring. Okay. So be with me. Okay. Don't panic. This is for all of you. आप सबको यही बात बता रही हूँ कि आप मैथ्स को लेके बिल्कुल परेशान ना होए. आप एंजॉय करेंगे ना, तो आपसे गलतियां कम होंगी और आपको अच्छे मार्क्स मिलेंगे. ऐसा हो जाएगा कि बस आपने सपने में भी सोचा नहीं था इतने अच्छे मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे. ठीक है. लेकिन आपको डरना नहीं है. आपको बड़े बहादुरी से करना है. और उसमें सबसे सिंपल बात यह है कि आपको बस नियमित रोज रोज आपको अच्छे से पढ़ाई करनी है. बस आपको और कुछ ज्यादा नहीं. 100 किताबें पढ़नी है ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आप स्टडी मटेरियल अच्छे से करें, आपकी 12th की बुक्स अच्छे से करें, सीबीएसई या आप जिस भी स्टेट बोर्ड के होंगे उसकी किताबें अच्छे से करें. तो आपने जब बेसिक्स अच्छे से कर लिए तो आपको कोई रोक नहीं सकता अच्छे मार्क्स मिलने से. ठीक है. So in what time will rupees 8,000 amount to 8820 at 10% per annum compounded half yearly? पूछा क्या है? Time. So we are asked to find time. Okay. And compounded half yearly. I know that A is equal to P into bracket 1 plus I raised to N. Okay. Now what happens is compounded half yearly means my I will be 10% upon 200. So this is equal to 0.05. Okay. Now, what will this be? P is how much? 8,000. A is how much? 8820. So let me substitute. 8820 is equal to 8,000 into 1.05 raised to n. So 1.05 raised to n is equal to 8820 upon 8,000, which is equal to how much? Let me see. How much is this? 8820 divided by 8000. This is 1.1025. ओके, ये 2 है, ठीक है. Now let me see. 1.05 into 1.05 कितना होता है? 1.05 into 1.05, that is 1.1025, right? This and this number match. So what I can write, how many 1.05 are there? 1 and 2. So 1.05 square is equal to 1.1025, right? So what is this n? 2, this is n. Okay, what is this 2? ये जो n है ना, वो मुझे मिल गया, वो ये 2 है. Okay, so n is equal to 2. But this 2 is conversion period. So 2 conversion period will mean 1 year. ओके, एक साल में 2 बार कन्वर्जन, जब हम सेमी एनुअली करते हैं तो या हाफ ईयरली करते हैं तो 2 हाफ ईयर्स होते हैं एक साल में. सो व्हेन आई एम गेटिंग NS2, इट मींस दैट माय टाइम इज 1 year. Okay, so option like this is a example, so you the options are not written, but you must remember, वरना आपको 2 आएगा, 2 आया है और वहां पे 2 years का ऑप्शन होगा, आप झट से कर देंगे. नहीं, ये यहाँ पे आपको ध्यान देना, जो कुछ भी रेड में लिखा है उसके ऊपर आप अच्छे से ध्यान दीजिए. ओके, yes, Simran is my favorite student, Aman. No, any student that is afraid, I'm always there for you, so don't worry. Okay, and Amal, you're also my favorite student. Okay, so here, in the appendix to your study material, you will see these types of tables, appendix. So here, like they have given compound interest. So what happens is, suppose I want to see I is equal to 10%. Okay, so for if I want to see if my interest is rate is 10% and compounding is for 2 years. So what I do, I don't have to see, don't have to do on the calculator. So what will happen here? I can see, but see, I 1.1 square, it is very easy to calculate even on the calculator. So that does not matter. But what if it is 17 years? Okay, so for 17 years, the ratio will be this. Okay, so this is also the way. But when we'll be doing the sums, actually, we will be seeing where we will require the table. The tables are, I think, given to you in the exam also. But mostly they will give you all these values, 1.1 raised to 37 or upon raised to minus 37. They are not testing you on that because it's an MCQ question paper. But you must know that these types of tables are present. Now let us see of effective rate of interest. Shraddha, which sum? Okay, this sum. See, this is compounded half yearly. Means what? You are going to get interest after every 6 months. So 10% is the rate of interest if you keep the money for 1 year. Okay. So if I keep the money for 1 year, how much will I get? If I keep 100 rupees for 1 year, okay, this is today, okay, and this is after 12 months, okay. If I keep 100 rupees with the bank for 12 months, bank is going to give me how much? 10 rupees as interest. और मेरे जो 100 रुपए वो भी मुझे लौटा देगा, लेकिन 10 रुपए मुझे इंटरेस्ट देगा. क्यों? क्योंकि मैंने एक साल बैंक को अपना पैसा यूज करने के लिए दिया. अब क्या हो रहा है? कंपाउंडेड हाफ ईयरली मीन्स व्हाट? एट दिस पॉइंट 6 months, what happens? Bank will not give me 10 rupees, right? Because I have kept it only for 6 months. So what will bank do? It will give me 5 rupees over here. Okay, so that is why I have this 0.05. So for 100 rupees, it is going to give me 5 rupees. But because it is compound interest, what happens? At the end of 6 months, I have 105 rupees. मेरे जो 100 रुपए थे plus 5 रुपए. And then what will happen? 5% on this 105 I will get. Okay. So it is not directly 10 rupees. I will get a little more. So I will get 5% of 105. So that is 0.51 something I will get. Okay. 5 रुपए और कुछ पैसे मेरे को और मिलेंगे. तो टोटल जो है 10 रुपए से ज्यादा मिलते हैं. Okay, Shraddha? And that leads us to this effective rate of interest. Okay, that is what it means by effective rate. %10 annually. We did the sum now, so there you can see 10% semi-annually, 10% quarterly, 10% monthly are all going to give you different interest. Okay. They are, even though the word 10% is common in all these four, the interest amount that you are going to receive is going to be different. Okay. 10% monthly is going to give you the maximum interest. Going further, if you have 10% daily, that would have given you the maximum. But in this four, this is going to give you the maximum in comparison to this, and this is going to give you the minimum interest. So how do I know how much I'm going to get? Okay, how much am I going to get? To find that, I use the concept called as effective rate of interest. Okay, we've already talked about this yesterday. Sadik, what have you written? Can you repeat, Sadik? Just write it again because I didn't see it earlier. हमारा क्योंकि हमारा जो डेसिमल है ना, वो हमारा जो इंटरेस्ट है वो डेसिमल में लिखना था. राइट, हमने पहले दिन से ही बोल रहे हैं कि इंटरेस्ट जो है हमें डेसिमल में लिखना है. तो डेसिमल में लिखना माने क्या होता है कि 10% को हमें कैसे लिखना चाहिए था. देखिए, आप दो तरह से कर सकते हैं इसको. आप इसको लिख सकते हैं 0.1/2 कंपाउंडिंग के लिए. कंपाउंडिंग हाफ ईयरली के लिए आप ऐसा लिख सकते हैं, क्योंकि इंटरेस्ट रेट जो है वो मेरा डेसिमल में होना चाहिए. तो 10% मैं कैसे लिखती हूँ? 10% मैं लिखती हूँ 0.1. ये कहाँ से आया? वो 100, 10/100. लेकिन वो कंपाउंडेड हाफ ईयरली है, तो 0.1/2 लिखते हैं, तो उसको हो जाता है 0.05. तो ये भी स्टेप करो, ये भी स्टेप करो और ये भी स्टेप करो, उससे अच्छा मैं लिखती हूँ 10%/200. आंसर मेरा वही आ जाता है 10/200. ये 0 0 कट जाता है. 1/20 मेरा आ जाता है 0.05. ओके. यस, दिव्या इज अंडरस्टूड. यस, आनंद, compound interest and CAGR are different. Okay. So effective rate. If the interest is compounded more than once a year, the effective interest rate for a year exceeds the per annum interest rate. So this is what? This is the per annum. Annum mane saal. So E is equal to 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 is going to give me the effective rate of interest. Okay. जैसे इस वाले एग्जाम्पल में ही कर लेते हैं हम. जैसे अगर मैंने सेमी एनुअली लिया, तो सेमी एनुअली में क्या हो जाएगा? इंटरेस्ट रेट कितना हो जाएगा? 10%/200, विच इज इक्वल टू 0.05. राइट. तो इधर कितना हो जाएगा? दिस इज इक्वल टू 1.05 if it is 2 years minus 1. So 1.05 कितना हो गया? 1.05 square, 1.05 into 1.05, 1.10, 1.1025 minus 1. इसका मतलब कितना हो गया? 0.1025 इंटरेस्ट रेट है, तो उसको इन परसेंटेज विल बी इक्वल टू 0.1025 इंटू 100, तो ये हो गया 10.25%। ठीक है, हमने शुरू कहाँ से किया था? 10% से किया था, हमें आंसर कितना मिल रहा है? 10.25। CAGR, last time we talked about CAGR is a business and investing specific term which smoothens the annualized gain of an investment. Okay, so you need to know this. So they may give you 4 sentences and they may ask you which of them. So it smoothens the annualized gain. Okay, and we did this sum also. Okay, what is the formula? CAGR T0 to TN, मतलब अगर मैं 2 साल, 4 साल, 10 साल में का CAGR निकालना चाहती हूँ, तो ये मेरा फॉर्मूला है VTN अपॉन VT0, मतलब ये VTN अपॉन VT0 T0, उसको दिस इज रेज टू हाउ मच? 1 अपॉन TN माइनस T0 minus 1. Okay, so here what do I have is, this is my VT 2016. This is my VT 2013. What is my T? T 2016 minus T T TN है ना वो, so TN minus T0, this is my T0, this is my TN. Okay, so this is equal to 2016 minus 2013. कितना आया? ये 3 आया। 2016 माइनस 2013 3 आया। ओके, अब मेरे फॉर्मूला में जो है वो मेरे पास सब है। VTN कितना है? 210। VT 2013 है, ये है 100। ये मेरा V0 है और ये मेरा VN है। ठीक है, तो मेरा VTN कितना है? 210। VT0 कितना है? 100। इस सबको क्या करना है? रेज टू 1/3 minus 1. 210 upon 100 is nothing but 2.10 raised to 3 raised to 1/3 minus 1. ये जो है वो क्यूब रूट उसका निकालना है, तो वो आपको दिया रहेगा, तो दिस इज इक्वल टू 1.2774 माइनस 1। ये आपको लॉग टेबल से करना होगा। इसका मतलब कितना है? 0.2774। ठीक है, और इसको in percentage, this is equal to 0.2774 into 100, which is equal to 27.74%. Okay. Sadik, yes, your comment is not visible, so just write what this comment is visible. I thought you are asking some question. Yes, Sadik, your comment is visible. Amal, if you find that log is difficult, that is because you are practicing less. Okay. वैष्णवी, सेमी एनुअली माने 10 को जो कुछ भी इंटरेस्ट है उसको 2 से आप डिवाइड कीजिए। हाँ, सिंपल। सेमी सेमी माने आधा। आपको मालूम है ना, सेमी सर्कल, एक सर्कल का आधा होता है। वैसे ही सेमी एनुअली कुछ भी बोलेंगे तो उसका मतलब जो कुछ भी दिया है उसका आधा लेना है। तो 10% लेना है इंटरेस्ट, तो 5% लेना है। ठीक है, यस, तांबेश्वर इज अंडरस्टूड। रंजित, यस, कैलकुलेटर अलाउड है। पावर ऑफ 7 इज 95। अंजलि समझा नहीं। ठीक है, ओके। अभी देखिए, किसको चाहिए था? वैष्णवी, सेमी एनुअली देख लीजिए। सपोज यू इन्वेस्ट 10,000 फॉर अ ईयर एट 6% पर एनम कंपाउंडेड सेमी एनुअली। ठीक है, व्हाट इज द इफेक्टिव रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट? ये इफेक्टिव रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट का ये फॉर्मूला है, E इज इक्वल टू 1 प्लस आई रेज टू n माइनस 1। नाउ इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग हियर इज आई। ओके, So interest is how much given to me is 6% per annum, but interest compounded semi-annually. Okay. 6% per annum is equal to 0.06 in decimal. Okay. मैं यहाँ सारे टाइप से लिख देती हूँ आपको, कोई भी कंफ्यूजन ना रहे. और आपको चाहिए हो तो स्क्रीनशॉट निकाल के रख लीजिएगा, जब भी आपको कंफ्यूजन होगा ये वाला स्क्रीनशॉट देख लीजिए. आई इज 6% पर एनम, दिस इज इन परसेंटेज. इन डेसिमल इट इज रिटन एज 0.06. ओके. कंपाउंडेड सेमी एनुअली मीन्स फैक्टर एन इज 2. कन्वर्ज ये वाला एन नहीं है, वो सेमी एनुअली मीन्स conversion factor is 2. So interest will be now 0.06 upon 2, which is equal to 0.03. ठीक है. आप ये 1, 2, 3 मेथड 3 स्टेप से कर सकते हैं, या आप डायरेक्टली कंपाउंडेड सेमी एनुअली कर सकते हैं. जो भी इंटरेस्ट रेट दिया है उसको 200 से डिवाइड कर दी. ठीक है, आपको वही आंसर आएगा, लेकिन आपको ऐसे सही बैठता है तो आप ऐसा ही कीजिए. राइट. सो नाउ आई हैव गॉट अ 0.03. So what will n be? N will be equal to 2. Okay, semi-annually means 2. So E will be equal to 1 plus 0.03 raised to 2 minus 1. So this is 1.03 square minus 1. How much is 1.03 square? 0609 minus 1, which is equal to 0.0609. This is the effective interest rate in decimal. This is equal to 0.0609 into 100, which is equal to 6.09% is effective interest rate in percentage. Okay. Yes, Anuj has understood. Chinnati, 1.2774, that is the square that you had. Okay. What was that square? Raised to so many times था ना, वो है. I'll see where that number was, but that is, you have to raise it to that number. Okay. I think this sum, if you do for effective rate of interest, you don't have to do n number of sums. Just do it once, do it properly, then you can use it for any sum. Okay. Understand it properly. अच्छा, CAGR में गया. ये 2.10 आप क्यूब रूट निकालेंगे ना, क्यूब रूट ऑफ 2.10. Okay, that is your, this is equal to 1.2774. You can also use log also. Okay, so you can say log of 2.10 raised to 1 by 3. Okay, which is 1/3 log of 2.10. 1/3 इंटू लॉग ऑफ 2.10 कितना है? log of 2.1 is equal to 0.3221 divided by 3 is equal to 1.07. इस तरह से भी आप कर सकते हैं। मेरे को वैल्यूज चेक करने पड़ेंगे, ये लॉग की वैल्यू सही है कि नहीं देखना पड़ेगा। Okay, I'll just check with the log value, then because it may be ln or l log, because I'm using the calculator, because we are not allowed to use the calculator, no? We will have to use the what do you mean by you'll use the log tables. Okay, yes. Now, yes, Anuj understood. Now this is 5,000 is invested in a term deposit scheme that fetches 6% per annum compounded quarterly. Okay. So 6% compounded quarterly means what? This is equal to 0.06. Okay. Is interest, and compounded quarterly means 0.06 divided by 4, because there are 4 quarters in 1 year. So this is equal to 0.015. Okay, now what happens is, it is given to me 1 plus 6 upon 400. 6 upon 400, अगर मैं 6 upon 400 करती हूँ तो वो भी 0.015 आता है. Okay, so what will be the interest after 1 year? Okay, so amount will be equal to 5,000 into 1.015 raised to 4, because there are 4 quarters in 1 year. So this is how much they have given us: 5,000 into 1.0613. Okay, which is equal to 5,000 into 1. 5,000 into 1.015 is equal, sorry, not 5. 5,000 into 1.0613, which is equal to rupees 5065. So how much is interest? Oh, they want you only to calculate the effective rate. Okay. E is equal to 1 plus I raised to n minus 1, which is equal to 1.05 raised to 4 minus 1. This is equal to 1.0613 minus 1, which is equal to 0.0613 is interest in decimal, is effective interest, in decimal, which is equal to 0.0613 into 100 is equal to 6.13% is the effective interest. Okay. या तो आपको अमाउंट पूछी भी नहीं है, आपको ये करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आपको सिर्फ इफेक्टिव रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट है. I've taken this half sum because there is another sum where you find the effective rate and you also find the amount. So this is not that sum. Okay? Understood? Clear? Yes. Very good, Anagha. अरे ना हो गया गलत हो गया क्या कंपाउंडेड 6 divided by 400 is equal to 0.015 oh 0.015 into 1015 15 into 1.015 6% है हमारा 6 डिवाइडेड बाय 400 आता है 0.105 प्लस 1 is 1.015 into 1.015 into 1.015 into 1.015 कितना आता है 1.061 ठीक ही तो है ये ठीक है see what happens is it is because of rounding up sometimes if I take only two decimals then answer becomes this thing हाँ शिवा ब्रेक भी है एक 5 मिनट रुक जाइए yes it is correct yes Vaishnav it is correct okay we'll just do this last one and then we'll take a break okay which is a better investment 3% compounded monthly or 3.2% per simple interest okay these are the dilemmas no if you want to make an investment so what happens is there's so many people so many investors who advisors who will come to your parents and tell them that आप ना इसमें पैसे लगाए इसमें आपको ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा ये देखिए ये तो सिंपल इंटरेस्ट है इसमें कंपाउंडिंग हो रहा है usually when we talk about compounding it is much better than simple interest but it will depend on what is the rate of interest for both okay so let us see this is a very good example where you have to concentrate on what is the rate and then you have to make a choice ये वाला क्वेश्चन जो है ना उसमें ये दिखाएगा कि हर कंपाउंडिंग तो अच्छी ही होती है बात लेकिन उससे उसमें ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि ब्याज दर कितना है अगर आपका ब्याज दर कम है तो कभी कभी जो होता है सिंपल इंटरेस्ट ज्यादा अच्छा रिटर्न दे जाता है बजाय कंपाउंडिंग के ओके सो विच इज अ बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट 3% पर एनम कंपाउंडेड मंथली और 3.2% पर ईयर सिंपल इंटरेस्ट सो compounded monthly means what so interest is compounded monthly which is equal to 3% upon 1200 which is equal to 3 upon 1200 is how much 3 divided by 1200 0.0025 okay अगर आपको ये परसेंटेज साइन से कंफ्यूजन होता है तो इसका इसका मतलब यही रहता है ये इसलिए लिखा है कि आपको पता लगे कि हम ये इंटरेस्ट के लिए कर रहे हैं ओके सो दिस इज 3 अपॉन 1200 सिंपली okay so 0.0025 okay now effective rate will be what 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 this is what 0025. So this will be 1.0025 raised to how many months in a year? 12 minus 1. So how much is this? This is given to me as 1.0304. 1.0304 minus 1. So effective rate is how much? 0.0304 in decimal. Okay. So 0.0304 into 100 is equal to 3.04% in percentage. Is the effective rate of interest, if the effective rate of interest when compounded monthly. Okay. And given is 3.2% सिंपल इंटरेस्ट. ओके. एक ऑप्शन मेरे पास ये है कि मैं 3.2% सिंपल इंटरेस्ट से पैसे रखूं. दूसरा ऑप्शन जो अभी मैंने कैलकुलेट किया है वो 3.04% कंपाउंडेड मंथली. तो आप बताएंगे कौन सा अच्छा है, 3.2% सिंपल इंटरेस्ट या 3.04%? यस अनुज, वेरी गुड. दिव्या, अनुज, कृतिका, अनघा, यस. So 3.2% simple interest annually is much better than the compounding here. ठीक है. ठीक है. ओके. ब्रेक ले लें चिराग? यस, ब्रेक ले लेते हैं. हाँ जी, 10 मिनट का. ठीक है. यस. Yes, welcome back. Okay, so we have talked about simple interest, we have talked about compound interest, we have talked about effective rate of interest, we have talked about CAGR. Last time we have also talked about the nominal rate of interest. Okay, so just if you missed something today, if you joined in late, you can always refer to what we have done last time. Okay, now going up forward is the annuity. Okay, these are the sums that are very interesting, but sometimes we don't know whether what we have to find out, the words are new, but just come along with me and we'll be able to do it well. Okay, what is an annuity? आपने घर में भी सुना होगा, आपके पापा मम्मी बोलेंगे कि एलआईसी का प्रीमियम भरना है। अभी सिर्फ एलआईसी नहीं, आजकल तो बहुत सारे प्राइवेट इंश्योरेंस प्लेयर्स भी हैं, लेकिन फिर भी जो हमारे जनरेशन वाले हैं या हमारे पापा मम्मी की जनरेशन के हैं, वो लोग अभी भी प्राइवेट सेक्टर के लिए भी हम यही बोलते हैं कि मुझे एलआईसी प्रीमियम भरना है। माने क्या, मुझे इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम भरना है। तो वो क्या होता है कि हम हर साल कुछ रकम जो है वो भरते हैं इंश्योरेंस के लिए, कि भगवान न करे हमें कुछ हो जाता है तो हमारे बाद हमारे बच्चों को उतनी अमाउंट मिलती है। ठीक है, ऑन द डेथ ऑफ द पर्सन, यू द nominees will get certain amount of money. Okay, but for the nominee to get any amount, I must regularly pay some amount to the insurance company, so that they will give it to the person after my death. So that is a fixed amount that is given. Or you may take a house on rent. Okay, some of us are living in rental houses. So in that case, I have to pay a same amount of rent every month. Okay, so that, or you may have a vehicle loan. So even that, your EMIs are there. So all those are examples of annuity. Obviously, if it is rent, then you may have a escalation clause wherein, after 2 years of rental, you have to increase the amount. Then again, for another 2 years, the rent will remain the same. Okay. So for any payment that I make or any amount that I receive to be called as an annuity, किसी भी पैसा जो मुझे मिल रहा है रेगुलरली, उसको मैं एन्युटी कब बोलूंगी? जब ये दो कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई होंगे। आई विल कॉल अ पेमेंट रिसीव्ड और पेमेंट मेड एज एन एन्युटी व्हेन amount paid or received must be constant over the period of annuity. The time interval between two consecutive payments must be same. So time interval, amount and time interval must be the same. Okay, then we say it is an annuity. Okay, so what should you know? To be able to solve sums on annuity, what should you know? You should know what is present value, what is the present value formula, what is the future value, what is the future value formula, what are the annuity formulas. Then you must know how to use the annuity table. Okay, ये अगर हम चार बार चीजें कर सके, हाँ, और टाइप्स ऑफ एन्युटीज वो कर सकेंगे, तो हमें जो है हमें ये पता लग जाएगा कि हमें एन्युटी के सम सॉल्व कैसे करने। ओके, see, some of you are asking me to take certain sums. Okay, just what am I teaching right now? Okay, you just concentrate on that once we understand the theoretical part of it, this how we have to deal with this, then we will go to the sums. Okay, so that whenever in the exam also, when the sums are coming, they are not going to say this is a sum on future value of a regular annuity. They are not going to say that, right? You have to read the sum and try to understand whether they're asking for the future value or present value. Then you have to see whether it is an annuity or not. Then you have to see if it is an annuity, whether it is regular or not. Okay, so all those things. So that is why I'm taking the sums a little later. First, I would like you to understand all these words. What do you mean by present value? What do you mean by future value? What do you mean by annuity? Okay, so what is an annuity? Okay, we know annuity is when I receive or pay regular amounts and the time interval between the two payments is constant. Then you have the types of annuities are annuity regular and annuity due or annuity immediate. ये same नाम है. या उसको आप एन्युटी ड्यू बोलो या एन्युटी इमीडिएट बोलो, ओके, आपकी मर्जी. Annuity regular means what? First payment is received at the end of the period. First payment is received at the end of the period, whereas in annuity due, first payment is received in the first period. Okay, ये end of the period है, in the first period है, ठीक है? So these are the two different. As we do more and more sums, you will understand. So you've understood what is annuity, you've understood what is annuity regular, and you've understood annuity immediate. Okay. Once you read the sum, you should be able to identify whether it's an annuity regular or annuity immediate. Why? Because the formula will differ. Then you come, first concept that we are talking about is future value. Future value means what? Suppose I have 1000 rupees today and I invest it in an FD. This FD is giving me 7% per annum. Okay. After 1 year, what will happen? The bank is going to return my 1000 rupees and going to give me what? 7% on 1000, that is rupees 70. This is my interest. So this is 1070. Okay. This 1070 is called as the future value of rupees 1000. This 1070 which I am going to receive after 1 year is called, after the period, in this example it is 1 year, it is the future value of your 1000 rupees today. So what is future value? It is the cash value of an investment at some point in the future. It is the cash value of an investment at some point in the future. It is also called as, it is tomorrow's value of today's money. कल मुझे क्या मिलने वाला है, तो उसका जो अमाउंट है उसको हम टुमारोज वैल्यू ऑफ आज का पैसा मुझे कल कितना मिलेगा उसको ब्याज लगा के, तो वो उसको बोलते हैं फ्यूचर वैल्यू. फ्यूचर में आगे मिलने वाला, जो अभी नहीं मिल रहा है, जो बाद में मिलने वाला है, उसको फ्यूचर वैल्यू बोलते हैं. ओके. सो 1070 इज द फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ योर रुपीज 1000. कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आ गया? अब ये इसमें और क्या है कि एक है कि मेरे पास एक ही अमाउंट है. आज मेरे पास 1000 रुपए थे, वो मैंने सपोज 5 साल के लिए रख दिए 7% पे, तो 1000 रुपए के 5 साल के बाद मुझे कितने मिलने वाले. ओके. सो देर आर डिफरेंट वेज इन ऑफ दिस. फर्स्ट इज आई हैव 1000 rupees right now. I keep it in the bank for 5 years and at 7% interest and I'll get certain amount. Okay. So in that case, what happens? Future value for the single cash flow, is, this is raised to n. Okay. This is not n like this. This is raised to n. ऊपर है वो n. ये किसका फॉर्मूला है? ये हमारा कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट का फॉर्मूला है. Okay. This is just the future value of a single cash flow is same as the compound interest formula. So let us do a sum that will make it clear. You invest rupees 3000. What does the formula say? FB is equal to CF, cash flow 1 plus I raised to n. Okay. You have invested 3000. So what is my cash flow? Rupees 3000. In a 2-year investment that pays you 12% per annum. Okay. Yeah, compounding annual hai. Okay. So interest is how much? This is 12%, which is equal to 0.12. Okay. What is my n? Time period is 2 years. Okay. So 2. So what will be my future value? Future value will be 3000. Can anybody quickly give me the answer? 1.12 raised to 2. Okay. 1.12 raised to 2, they've already given as 3000. into 1.2544. How much is this? अनुज को आ गया? $3,000 into 1.2544 is equal to, yes, very good Anuj, 3763.20. ठीक है, बस इसमें अल्फाबेट्स बदल गए, ए और पी की जगह हमने क्या यूज किया, एफ बी और सी एफ यूज किया. ठीक है, यस, वेरी गुड अनुज. देन मुस्कान, अनघा, सिमरन, या कृतिका, वेरी नाइस. ओके, सो देखिए आपने कितना डर रहे थे ना, फ्यूचर वैल्यू, फ्यूचर माने पता नहीं क्या हुआ है, कुछ नहीं है. ठीक है, आप धीरे धीरे करेंगे, आराम से समझेगा. सो इफ इट इज अ सिंगल कैश फ्लो, then it is very simple. Now let us go to the next thing. What if it is not a single cash flow but there is a regular amount paid received per period? Okay, जैसे इस सम में था कि 3,000 रुपए. Now what happens is that is only once. So let me show you. This is today. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and year 5. Okay. So here today I invested 3,000. Okay, for 5 years. So this 3,000 will be for 5 years. Now what happens at the end of the first year, I will again invest 3,000 more. Now this 3,000 I have to get over here. This is year 1, this is invested for 4 years. Again at the end of year 1, that is the beginning of year 2, again 3,000 for 3 years. Then 3,000 for 2 years. And 3,000 for 1 year, है ना. 4th year से 5th year में एक ही साल बचता है. So this. Then do I have to calculate for every time 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year? No. What it means is if I'm not receiving a single amount, but if I'm not making an investment in a single amount, but every year I'm making certain investment, जैसे आरडी होता है ना, तो रेकरिंग डिपॉजिट, उसमें हम ऐसे रेगुलरली पैसे डालते हैं. पोस्ट ऑफिस है, स्मॉल सेविंग्स में, छोटे जो कोऑपरेटिव्स बैंक्स होते हैं वो लोग भी ये करते हैं. सो व्हाट इफ इट इज नॉट अ सिंगल अमाउंट बट देयर इज अ रेगुलर अमाउंट पेड. सो this is like regularly I'm paying certain amount. So formula for annuity regular, that is the first payment received at the end of the period is. Okay, यहां से करके मैं यहां से जाती हूँ, ये 2 3 4 और 5. तो a will be equal to a n I is equal to a 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. ओके, तो ऐसे जब होता है तो हम ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करते हैं. ठीक है, इधर ये 3,000 आज नहीं डाला मैंने, ये 1 साल के बाद डाला. दैट इज जस्ट द अमाउंट. Then what will be the formula? The formula will be amount will be equal to the regular period ANI. चलो थोड़ा सा लेटर दूसरा यूज करना चाहिए था ना इन्होंने बुक में भी. दिस इज ANI, मतलब जो अमाउंट मुझे n टाइम पीरियड के बाद आई रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट से मिलेगा, तो A इंटू ब्रैकेट 1 प्लस आई रेज टू n माइनस 1, ये -1 नीचे है, वो n को माइनस नहीं है, 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 upon I. Okay, this is an important formula that you should know. Okay. Oh, thank you, Anuj. Okay, so this is the formula. And then you even have, like I've told you in the appendices, you have this future value and present value tables also over there. Okay. Now let us try to do a sum. Find the future value of an annuity. देखो यहां से पता लग जाता है कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करना है. Find the future value of an annuity. यहाँ पे कैसा था क्वेश्चन? You invest 3,000 in a 2-year investment. Calculate the future value of the investment. एक इन्वेस्टमेंट ही था ना 3,000 इन. सो यहाँ पे हमको कौन सा फॉर्मूला यूज करना है? सिंगल कैश फ्लो वाला. और इस सम में क्या करना है? वी हैव टू यूज द एन्युटी फॉर्मूला. ओके, सो रीड द वर्ड्स. क्वेश्चन आप पढ़िए. मेरे पास वो हिंदी वाले नहीं है, मैं हिंदी वाले क्वेश्चंस देखती हूँ, उसमें क्या भाषा यूज होती है वो भी मैं देख के आपको बताती हूँ. So find the future value of an annuity of 500 made annually for 7 years at an interest of 14% compounded annually. Given that, okay. So what is the annuity? A, this ये जो A है that is equal to rupees 500. What is I? I is equal to 14%. ये मैंने पहले पढ़ लिया इसलिए मैंने सिर्फ 14% लिखा है. N कितना है? 7 years. ठीक है. So what is the future value of the annuity which is equal to A ब्रैकेट में N और I है 7 years और 14% कितना है 500 into bracket 1.14 raised to 7 minus 1 upon 0.14. ठीक है. ये बहुत 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 इंपॉर्टेंट है. मैंने बच्चों को रोते हुए देखा है. यहाँ पे ये 0.14 है. ठीक है. इट इज अपॉन आई. दिस इज 0.14. कभी कभी गलती से ये आई की जगह यहाँ पे 1.14 लिखा वही नीचे लिख देते हैं हम. वो मत कीजिएगा. दिस इज 1.14 रेज टू 7 बिकॉज इट इज 1 प्लस आई रेज टू 7. और नीचे क्या है? सिर्फ आई है. आई कितना है मेरा? 14% है. राइट. तो दिस इज 0.14. इसलिए मैंने तब नहीं लिखा, अब लिख रही हूँ. ठीक है. नाउ यू कैन सॉल्व इट. यस. Yes, Anuj, Anand. Yes, SIP Anand. Anjali has got the answer. Avni has got the answer. Anuj has got it. Yeah. So this is equal to how much they are saying? 5365. So this is 500 up into 2.5023 minus 1 upon I is 0.14, and this they are saying you are getting as rupees 5365.35. Okay. राइट. सबको समझ में आ गया? वेरी गुड कृतिका, रोहिणी, मुस्कान, अनघा. ये वेरी नाइस. लेट अस सी नेक्स्ट सम. रुपीज 200 is invested at the end of each month. एट द एंड ऑफ ईच मंथ. तो ईच मंथ में 200 रुपए डाले माने एन्युटी आ गया. ऐसा नहीं बोला है 200 रुपए डाले और 5 साल बाद बैंक में गए. हर महीने में बैंक में जाके 200 रुपए जमा कर रही हूँ. इन एन अकाउंट पेइंग इंटरेस्ट एट 6% पर ईयर कंपाउंडेड मंथली. ओके, दिस इज कंपाउंडेड मंथली. तो याद रखिए 12 से डिवाइड करना है. व्हाट इज द फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ दिस एन्युटी? यहाँ तो उन्होंने बोल भी दिया आपको कि फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी है आफ्टर द 10th पेमेंट. ओके, इंपॉर्टेंट. द इंटरेस्ट रेट इज यूजुअली गिवन पर एनम. तो मतलब हमें डिवाइड तो 12 महीने से करना है. सो डिवाइड आई 6% बाय 12 मंथ एंड नॉट 10 मंथ. ओके, वरना हमें क्या लगता है 10 मंथ है तो वो गड़बड़ हो सकती है. यहाँ पे जो इंटरेस्ट है उसको 12 से डिवाइड करेंगे और जो एन है जो हमें लेना है वो 10 लेंगे. ठीक है. in this example, it is a very unique example and to be very careful in that, because the interest is compounded and compounded monthly. So the rate of interest has to be divided by 12. Okay, the rate of interest has to be divided by 12, but we want to find the amount after 10th month. So the n in the formula is 10. Okay, so how much is A? A is rupees 200. How much is I? I is 6%, 6 upon 1200. So this is equal to 0. How much is this? 6 upon 6 divided by 1200 is equal to 0.005. Okay. Now, n is how much? Okay. This is important. That is, n is equal to 10. Okay. Here. So, n is 10 and I is 0.005, or you can even write 5%, 0.5%. This A 10, 0.5% is equal to how much? A is 200, 1.005 raised to 10 minus 1 upon I. I is 0.005. How much is 1.005 raised to 10? 1.00, this is. So 200 into 0.0511 upon 0.005 is equal to how much? 2046 rupees, 2044 or 46. Okay? So this is how you have to solve it. Now this was for annuity regular. Now we need to know what do we mean by annuity immediate. The best part, the good news is that you have to use the same formula that we use for annuity regular. What we have to do is that in annuity immediate, first step or the payment is made today. But in annuity regular, assumes that the first receipt is made at the end of the period. So how do I solve it? First step, calculate the future value as if it was an ordinary annuity. Multiply the result by 1 plus I. This is only what you need to remember. Okay. So future value of annuity immediate is this way. Okay. So once we do the sum, you will understand. Good, Anaga, Kritika, Anjali, Anuj, Abhisheka, Tambeshwari, Nancy. Yeah, very good. So, example number 28 we are taking. Z invests 10,000 every year. Okay, so here, search for words which will tell you whether it is a cash flow or whether it is an annuity. Okay, so Z invests 10,000 rupees every year starting from today. So, this will regular है या immediate है? Can anybody tell me? Regular है या immediate है? नुसरत, तुम्हारा क्या हो गया? 25,000 आ रहा है क्यों? डेसिमल का गड़बड़ हो गया क्या? ठीक है, मैं देखती हूँ, ये वाला कर ले, फिर आपका देखते हैं. ओके, सो आर है, रेगुलर है, ये तो हो गया पक्का. एन्युटी है, एवरी ईयर माने एन्युटी है. एन्युटी रेगुलर है या इमीडिएट है, ये भी देखना पड़ेगा. जस्ट बिकॉज इट इज रिटन बिलो द फॉर्मूला, इट डज नॉट मीन दैट वे. ओके, starting from today mane this is a immediate one for next 10 years. Okay. So suppose that the interest rate is 8% per annum compounded annually. Calculate the future value of the annuity. So when I have annuity immediate, what is the first step? I will first calculate as if it is a regular annuity, and then whatever I get, I will multiply by 1 plus I. Okay. Yes, it is immediate. Okay. Avni Anand, it is immediate. So, this is an annuity sum, and it is an immediate annuity. Okay. So first I will find out A. How much is this? 10 years and 8%. This is equal to A is 10,000 into bracket 1.08 raised to 10 minus 1 upon 0.08. Okay. This is equal to rupees 10,000 into 1.1589 upon 0.08. ये आता है कितना? How much is this? 14486. 1.158925 into 10,000 is equal to this divided by 0.08. ये आता है rupees 1,44,865.62. Okay, this was the first step. Second, since it is an annuity regular immediate, sorry, we multiply rupees 144,865.62 with 1 plus I, that is 1.08, which gives you rupees 156,454.87. Yeah, very good, Hitesh. Yes, Soumya. Yes, your answer is visible. Yes, thank you. Avni, yes. Anjali, Anuj, Abhisheka, Kritika, Simran, yes, Nancy. Yeah, very good, very good. Okay. So we have talked about future value. What do you mean by future value? We have talked about future value of a cash flow. We have talked about future value of an annuity regular. We have talked about future value of an annuity immediate. Okay. So same thing now. We have talked about the future value. Let us go to the present value. Once you know one, either future value or present value, the other becomes easy to understand. Okay. So let's see. What do you mean by present value? Present value is today's value of tomorrow's money, discounted at the interest rate. माने जो मुझे 2 साल बाद मिलने वाला है, उसकी आज कितनी कीमत है वो। जैसे कैसे होता है कि आपके नाना नानी ने सपोज सोचा है कि आप अगले साल 12th होने वाले हैं, तो इस इस बच्चे को हमें कुछ पैसे देने हैं, तो वो क्या करेंगे कि भाई अगले साल मुझे इस बच्चे को 10,000 देने हैं, तो वो आज कितना इन्वेस्ट करेंगे ताकि वो 2 साल में या 1 साल में, जैसे आप 12th हो रहे हैं, तो आपको 10,000 रुपये वो दे सके। तो उसके लिए हम क्या बोलते हैं, वो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू, हाउ मच द अमाउंट दैट आई वांट आफ्टर सम टाइम is its value today, that I have to find out. Okay. Present value is today's value of tomorrow's money discounted at the interest rate. Okay. Future value and present value are related. They are reciprocal. Present value is 1 upon future value. Okay. Yes, Priyanka, your answer is also correct. Yes, Soumya, waiting for your answer. Simran has also got it correct. Okay, they are reciprocal of each other. So like वो एग्जाम्पल लिया था ना, अगर मैंने इस अभी 1,000 रुपए डाले तो 1 साल बाद मेरे को 1070 मिलते हैं। अगर मैं यहाँ से देखूं तो 1070 इज द फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ ₹1,000, और यहाँ देखो तो दिस इज प्रेजेंट वैल्यू, 1,000 रुपीज इज द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ द ₹1070। ठीक है, मतलब अगले हमें बहुत बार ऐसे चॉइस होता है कि अगले साल मिलेंगे पैसे, अभी आप नहीं विड्रॉ करेंगे तो अगले साल आपको ज्यादा पैसे मिलेंगे, तब आपको प्रेजेंट वैल्यू निकाल के देखना पड़ता है कि ये वाला ऑप्शन सही है कि नहीं। मतलब मैं आज निकाल लूं पैसा, थोड़ा कम मिलेगा लेकिन वो ज्यादा बेनिफिशियल है, या 1 साल रुक के फिर पैसा निकाल, तब मेरे को जो इंटरेस्ट मिलने वाला है, वेदर इट इज कंपेंसेटिंग फॉर टुडे। इसमें भी वैसे ही है। First we'll see present value of a cash flow, then we'll see present value of an annuity regular, and then we'll see present value of an annuity immediate. थोड़ा हैवी है, मुझे मालूम है चैप्टर, तो इसलिए मैं बहुत शांति से बहुत आराम से ले रही हूँ। आई एम टेकिंग इट वेरी 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 स्लोली सो दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग। I think once you've got the future value under your control, present value will automatically come under your control. And then all the leasing and whether or not you should buy or whether you should lease, what are the investment options, then what is the value of bond, then all those things start falling into place. Okay. Present value of a cash flow. The present value P of the amount A and due to the end of n period at the rate of I%. Nth period I% may be obtained by this. प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ अ कैश फ्लो, जो कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट वाला फॉर्मूला है ना, जो कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट वाला फॉर्मूला है, A इज इक्वल टू P 1+I⁻n, उसमें ये जो P है ना वो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू होता है। सो देयरफॉर P इज इक्वल टू व्हाट, A अपॉन 1+I⁻n। ये जो 1+I⁻n है वो A के नीचे चला जाता है। सो ये जो अपना फ्यूचर वैल्यू वाला फॉर्मूला क्या था, वही जो कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट का है। प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ अ सिंगल कैश फ्लो भी वही है, प्रोवाइडेड you have to just rearrange P is equal to A upon 1+I⁻n. ओके, और ये भी ऐसे ही प्रेजेंट वैल्यू के टेबल्स भी आपके बुक में दिए हुए हैं। देन वी सी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन एन्युटी रेगुलर। ओके, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन एन्युटी रेगुलर, इसका थोड़ा सा फॉर्मूला में आपको ध्यान देना है। सो प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन एन्युटी रेगुलर इज इक्वल टू व्हाट, ए, जो हम रेगुलरली पैसे डालने वाले वो 1+I⁻n, ये हमने पहले भी किया है, -1 फ्यूचर वैल्यू केस में भी ये है, और उसके बाद I भी है उसके नीचे। ये जो है वो फ्यूचर वैल्यू फॉर्मूला से है, बस आपको इसमें क्या ऐड करना है, डिनोमिनेटर में लिखना है 1+I⁻n। ठीक है, नीचे 1+I⁻n कर दिया तो आपका एक बार फ्यूचर वैल्यू वाला फॉर्मूला कर लो तो उससे प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन एन्युटी रेगुलर का आराम से आ जाएगा। फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ एन एन्युटी रेगुलर इज इक्वल टू A इंटू ब्रैकेट 1+I⁻n -1 अपॉन I। यहाँ पे हमने सिर्फ ऐड क्या किया, डिनोमिनेटर में 1+I⁻n ऐड किया। ठीक है, तो उसको क्या करते हैं, ये जो वाली ब्रैकेट है ना, उसको हम लोग लिख देते हैं PNI। N is number of years, I is the rate of interest. So इसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, V is equal to A, मतलब present value of a annuity regular is equal to A into bracket PNI। ए क्या है, जो हम लोग रेगुलरली पैसे भर रहे हैं, 500 रुपए, 2000 रुपए, 10,000 रुपए, वो वाला अमाउंट है। PNI जो है वो ये वाला ब्रैकेट कैलकुलेट करके 1+i⁻n-1/i into 1+i⁻n। Okay. You again have the tables for this where this value of PNI is given, or they will directly give you PNI. So it becomes so easy. बहुत से बच्चे टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी के सम छोड़ देते हैं और बाद में पता लगता है उन्होंने PNI तो करके ही दे दिया है। आपको सिर्फ मल्टीप्लाई करना है या डिवाइड करना है, जो पूछा है उसके हिसाब से। ठीक है। सो अगर मुझे प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी पूछी तो ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करूंगी। अगर मुझे ये पूछा कि कितना पैसा डालना है मुझे इतना पैसा मिलने के लिए, तो मैं ये वाला फॉर्मूला यूज करूँ। यही वाला फॉर्मूला है, V इज इक्वल टू A इंटू PNI, और A इज इक्वल टू, ये जो PNI है ना वो है V के डिनोमिनेटर में जाएगा, तो V अपॉन PNI। ये अमोर्टाइजेशन के समय अगर मुझे 10,000 रुपए किसी को देने हैं, तो EMI वाला जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ना, कितना EMI बैठेगा, वो इस फॉर्मेट से निकाला जा सकता है। प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश फ्लो हो गया, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी रेगुलर हो गया, और प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी इमीडिएट। यहाँ पे और फ्यूचर वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी इमीडिएट में क्या फर्क है? हाँ प्रियंका, मैसेज जा रहा है, बिल्कुल। दीपांशु, आपको नया सिलेबस की जरूरत मतलब जो है ना, आप डायरेक्ट यहाँ से डाउनलोड कर लीजिए ना वेबसाइट से। वहां सब फ्री में मिल रहा है, तो आप क्यों बेकार में वापस पैसे खर्च कर रहे हैं? हाँ, अगर आपको बिना बुक से नहीं होता, आपको ऑनलाइन में दिक्कत आती है, मतलब एक बार डाउनलोड कर लिया, आपके घर में अगर PC है बड़ा या लैपटॉप है भाई का, तो आप वहां पे आराम से यूज कर सकते हैं, वहां से देख के क्वेश्चंस ये कर सकते हैं। हाँ, लेकिन आपका अगर फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है और आपको लगता है कि आपसे नहीं हो पाएगा सिर्फ वहां से देख के, तो आप जरूर उसको मंगवा सकते हैं। या ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं, आपके पास ऑलरेडी है, उससे जरा सा चेक कर लीजिए, तो जो पेजेस आपके इसमें नहीं है या कुछ नया दिख रहा है, वो उतने ही पेजेस आप प्रिंट करवा लीजिए। ठीक है। द प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ एन्युटी ड्यू और एन्युटी इमीडिएट सेज दैट एन्युटी रेगुलर फेयर वैल्यू में फ्यूचर वैल्यू में क्या किया था, we calculated as if it is an annuity regular, and then we multiplied it by 1 plus I, right? यहाँ क्या करना है, you have to calculate it as if it is an annuity regular for n-1। जितना ईयर दिया होगा ना, उससे एक माइनस करके उतना लाना है। उसके बाद जो है, उसके बाद ए एन्युटी रेगुलर ऑफ n-1, उसके बाद ऐड करना है। क्या ऐड करना है? कैश रिसिप्ट। उस समय फर्स्ट जो पैसे भरे हैं उसको हमने यहाँ पे ऐड करना। ऐड द इनिशियल, इनिशियल माने जो शुरू में पैसे भरे हैं वो यहाँ पे ऐड कर दीजिए। ये कब होते हैं? एन्युटी इमीडिएट के लिए। ठीक है। तो वहां पे भी आपको देखिए ये PNI और 1/PNI ये सब आपको मिल जाएगा इंडेक्सेस में। ओके। सिंकिंग फंड जो हमने कल भी बोला था, वो यही था। So you have an housing society. Okay. There are 10 members. What happens after 5 years? We will need to paint the building, hmm, outside as well as the corridors, etc. And it is going to cost 5 lakh. So if I do not collect any money right now, and after 5 years I go to every house and say, कितना निकालो? 10,000 रुपए each household. नहीं 10 क्या 50,000, सॉरी 50,000 रुपए हर हाउस होल्ड को निकालने पड़ेंगे, तो 10 फैमिलीज को मिलके 5 लाख रुपए बनेंगे. See, now if I go to every family on one fine day, say give me 50,000 for the society, nobody is going to pay. रेगुलर मेंटेनेंस भी लोग नहीं भरते हैं, तो ये तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं देंगे. सो फॉर दैट व्हाट societies do, or for like this is the most common example I'm taking of sinking fund. So what people do is that for me to be able to fund an event in the future, I create a sinking fund. So what happens is, right now only I will create a fund, sinking fund, wherein I have to see that I make 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, and 5 year. Okay. So every year I'll put in some money so that my corpus, that is all the money collected from all the people and all the interest on this money that I have collected, will amount to 5 lakh rupees. Okay. माने क्या कि अगर मुझे 5 साल के बाद 5 लाख रुपए का खर्चा है, और मैं हर घर में जाके बोलूं, 10 लोगों की सोसाइटी, हर घर में जाके बोलूं 50,000 रुपए दीजिए, बिल्डिंग पेंट करनी है, तो कोई नहीं देता. उससे अच्छा मैं आज ही, मुझे मालूम है 5 साल बाद मुझे 5 लाख रुपए खर्चा होने वाला है, तो मैं हर साल सोसाइटी के मेंबर से थोड़ा थोड़ा पैसा कलेक्ट करूं, और वो जो पैसा है उसके ऊपर भी ब्याज मिलेगा. तो ऐसे पैसे कलेक्ट करके मैं ऐसे पैसे कलेक्ट करूं कि जो मुझे 5 साल के बाद 5 लाख रुपए दे. तो ये सब जो होता है उसको सिंकिंग फंड बोलते हैं. ओके. सो अ सिंकिंग फंड इज एन अकाउंट set up to build up enough funds over time to pay off a future debt or replace a high cost item. Okay. So even like big machines are there, we know its lifespan. So once I need to replace that machine, so what I do, I already create a sinking fund, so that at the end of that period, when the machine is has to be scrapped out, I will have enough money to buy a new machine. Okay. Then you have the concept called as leasing. That is an application of this annuity. लीजिंग में क्या होता है, एक लेसर होता है, एक लेसी होता है. लेसर माने कम होना. लेसर वो होता है जो उस चीज का मालिक होता है. ओके. सो अ लेसर इज अ पर्सन हु ओन्स दैट थिंग. सपोज आई हैव अ मशीन, I own a machine, then I am the lesser. Okay. Then I am the lesser. और जो मुझसे किराए से वो मशीन लेता है उसे लेसी बोलते हैं. ओके. who takes on rent. So what happens is, then there are two types of leases: operating lease and capital or finance lease. माने कई मशीन मुझे आज एक काम मिला है, उसके लिए मुझे 1 साल के लिए चाहिए, तो मैंने 1 साल के लिए ले लिया. दैट इज अ शॉर्ट ड्यूरेशन लीज. एंड अदर टाइप्स ऑफ लीज आर कैपिटल लीज. दैट इज machine's lifespan. I'm using the machine for the whole lifespan, and at the end it is going to be as good as scrap. Okay. So these are the two types of leases. So the application of this time value of money and annuity on leases we are going to study. Then the other application is capital investment, investment decision. So sometimes I am faced with a dilemma. हाँ, आज बस इतना ही थ्योरी टाइप ही पढ़ा. सब तुम्हारे आपके कान के ऊपर से जाए, इतना ही मैंने आज बोलना है. वापस ये वाला जो टाइप है ना, जब मैं अगली बार वापस बोलूंगी तो आपको याद आ जाएगा, हाँ मैम कुछ बोल रही थी लास्ट टाइम. ठीक है. Okay. So capital investment decision, so that I have to see whether I want to buy a machine today or I want to take it on rent. Okay. So those type of decisions also I have to do. Okay. So if I want to buy it today, I have to see what are the cash inflows. वो मशीन यूज करके मुझे कुछ फायदा होने वाला है क्या? मैं उस मशीन से बनाया हुआ जो माल है वो बेच के मुझे जो पैसे मिलने वाले हैं, और जो मुझे आज खर्च करने हैं, whether or not it is a wise decision. Okay. So that I will have to see. And valuation of bonds are investments. It is those are debt instruments. Those are very safe instruments. So it is as good as I've given a loan to somebody that is a big company, or if they are government bonds, then what the government will do is it will take your money and give you a rate of interest. See, as you know, in investment there are two types. Either I may go in for equity, मतलब मैं शेयर मार्केट में पैसे लगा सकती हूँ, या मैं डेट में पैसे, डेट माने जहां पे मैं किसी को लेंड करती हूँ पैसे, तो मुझे एक रेगुलर सोर्स ऑफ इनकम मिलता है. सो आई विल गेट रेगुलर इंटरेस्ट. In equity, what happens? I don't know whether the company is going to give me dividends. Okay. So those are the two things. So what we are talking about right now is valuation of bonds. So bonds is a debt instrument in which the issuer owes the holder a debt and is obliged to repay the principal and interest. Okay. या तो मैं एफडी करती हूँ, तो मैं बैंक में पैसे डालती हूँ, बैंक मुझे इंटरेस्ट देता है, या मैं डेट इंस्ट्रूमेंट यानी मैं बॉन्ड में डालती हूँ. इसमें क्या है, बॉन्ड्स आर जनरली इश्यूड फॉर अ फिक्स टर्म लॉन्गर देन 1 year. ओके. सो एंड देयर इज दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ परपेचुटी हम लोग नेक्स्ट टाइम करेंगे. ओके. Yes, Muskan, the chapter is still there. Okay, next time also we have a lecture. So in that time we are going to take the exercises. We are going to solve the sums. What I want you to do is today's lecture. I would like you to rewind and listen and see on the YouTube. Get the concept clear. What is future value? What is present value? What is annuity? What are the types of annuity? How do I calculate future value of an annuity? Regular, how do I calculate the future value of an annuity? Regular, immediate. Similarly, present value of an annuity, regular and annuity, immediate, and even the single cash flow. Okay. Yes, Shiva, Anuj, and Shitesh. Thank you, and you like this thing. Anand, yes, it will take some time for that. Yes, bond is a debt security, Anuj. Yes. Simran, you have to first read the book also, okay? These are new words to you for you. So what you do is now you listen to the lecture, rewind and listen to the lecture again on YouTube, read through the book, and then when you come back, it will be easy. And once we solve the sums, it will be easier. Why I have taken all this is maybe you will get any theory questions, and then that time also you should be able to understand. Okay, if there is some question related to that, or when you are reading the question also, you should be able to make out whether it's an annuity immediate or it's an annuity regular. Okay, don't worry. Yes, bye bye. Yeah, thank you, Muskan. You too have a good day. Yes. Chaliye, so we stop here, and then next time we will continue with what is perpetuity, and then we will see how to calculate perpetuity. Okay. Thank you all for your patient hearing. Have a great day ahead. Chirag? Chirag?